Good morning, my beautiful friends, and welcome to my channel, Buzz from the Hive. Today, I'm going to be reading from r/entitled people. The story is called, Just Because I Let Some Families Use My Pool Doesn't Mean Everyone Can. Hello, everyone. I've decided to share my story with everyone here. When I was 30, I bought my very first house. It's a beautiful 4-bedroom, 2-bath with a fenced-in backyard and an in-ground pool. I love my home. I work crazy hours at a factory, 12 hours a day, 5 to sometimes 7 days a week. I saved up everything I could for just over 7 years so I could have my forever home. The entire neighborhood is extremely friendly, and everyone looks out for one another. After about a year, I got to know just about everyone within a couple of blocks from my place. It was around this time when my neighbor came over and chatted with me for a good hour or so, when she asked if it would be possible for her kids to come over and use the pool once in a while. And to be honest, I was completely fine with this. I was just happy that she had asked and was so polite about it. Plus, I had gotten to know her and her kids over the past year. They were very polite and often came over to offer help if I was outside doing some yard work. I told them they're free to use it when I'm at work because of my 12-hour days. Though every 2 weeks I switch from days to nights, so I told her as long as they don't use it on days that I'm doing nights because I'll be sleeping during the day. And as long as she asks, and as long as she cleans up after, then I won't have a problem with it. This worked out very well for about a month, maybe a month and a half, when a couple of other families had started asking if their kids could use it. Now, I was a little hesitant to let too many in my backyard at once, so we ended up getting together to discuss it. There was a total of 9 families with 12 children. We didn't have a public pool near us, so I had told them I really don't mind if anyone uses the pool, but I had a few rules that had to be followed, and if they weren't followed for any reason, then I was going to put a stop to them using the pool. My rules are as follows. Number 1, they could not come inside the house. That was strictly off limits. I had a lot of glass items in my home. I find it very beautiful, and it makes me very happy. The thought of people coming into my home, especially when I'm not there, with children around all this glass, worries me. If something bad happened, like if one of the kids knocked over something and were injured, that would be on me, and I did not want that to happen. I had no intention of rearranging my whole house. Number 2, all kids had to be supervised by an adult. No one could come in alone. They could not leave their kids unattended here for any amount of time. Number 3, they had to inform me, either the night before or earlier in the morning, of when they wanted to use the pool, so I know who was coming and who was going to be there to supervise. Number 4, they could not bring anyone else over. No bringing over other family members or friends. Number 5, they had to clean up after themselves. If they were going to leave a mess for me to clean, then I was just going to put a stop to it. Every family agreed to these rules, and they all thought that they were completely fair. For the first month, things were going very smoothly. After that, it started getting cold, and I told everyone that I will be closing the pool at the end of the week. To my surprise, when the end of the week arrived, many families had come over and had actually helped me take care of the backyard. We got the pool ready for winter, and we did a bit of cleaning in the backyard. Afterwards, we ended up having a really nice barbecue. It's now 17 years later. I've continued to allow them to bring over their kids and use the pool. Every year, these families come over and help me open up the pool and put it away for the winter, and we have a big barbecue. It's been wonderful, but there've been a couple problems along the way. One of the big ones that sticks out happened about 6 years of living here. I was getting ready to leave for vacation. It wasn't anything big or fancy. I was just going away for 4 days to spend time with my family. So I informed everyone that for the next 4 days, the pool will be closed because I will be leaving. So the day I'm supposed to leave, I'm at the airport, but my plane was delayed. We all know that feeling. It was starting to get late, And after waiting there most of the day, I'm told that the flight won't be leaving until tomorrow. Naturally, I was rather irritated. So I went back to my house. I was quite tired, and I just wanted to lay down to go to sleep and be ready for the next day. I got in my door and got ready to go upstairs when I heard this weird noise and splashing. Mind you, this is 11 at night. I went to my back door, opened it up, and turned on the porch light, only to find a couple in my pool doing it. And you will never believe what they did. They actually got angry with me because I was disturbing them. I flipped. I demanded to know what the hell they were doing and how did they get through the locked gate. This is a couple I had never met. I had no idea who these people were. And the woman had the audacity to say, "What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here for 4 days." I was dumbfounded. I didn't know who they were, but they knew that I wasn't supposed to be here for 4 days? I turned around and walked back into my house. I didn't even bother arguing with them. I picked up the phone and I called the police. I told them there was a couple I didn't know that broke into my backyard and are in my pool having sex, and they somehow knew that I was going to be gone for the next 4 days. Within 15 minutes, 2 cruisers showed up at my house. They went into the back to find that the couple were still at it. I mean, do you believe it? Most people would have gotten embarrassed being naked in someone else's pool, and they would have taken off. But no, not these two. They actually went back to doing it after getting angry with me because I came back early. The couple got angry and both started saying, "Seriously? You called the cops on us?" Like I had disturbed them and it was their inconvenience. The police took them aside and got them dressed. Turns out they are friends with one of the families that I allowed to come over to use my pool, and they had heard that I would be gone for the next 4 days. They figured since I was fine with letting other people use my pool, that I wouldn't mind if they did. They had hopped over my locked fence and had the nerve to tell the police that I should be arrested for being a perv watching them. Needless to say, I pressed charges, and the 2 of them spent the rest of the night in jail. I also went about making sure that they could no longer come on my property. This was one of the 2 biggest problems I had. The second one happened this summer, 17 years later. I had told everyone that the pool would be closed because my family will be coming to spend the week with me. Everyone was completely understanding. Both of my neighbors knew that I was going to be leaving on Sunday to go and pick up my family, and that was the day that the pool was officially closed. I went to the airport and picked up my family. I was so happy to see them. We get all their luggage and we're driving home. As I'm pulling into my street, I notice cop cars, and I'm thinking, oh no, what happened? I hope everyone's all right. As I'm pulling up to my house, I see all 3 cars are at my house. Now I'm starting to panic, thinking, oh my God, what happened? I pull in and I hear screaming from a couple different people, and an officer comes up to me and I ask, what's going on? This is my house. What happened? The officer asked me for my name and said, well, we got a call from your neighbor saying someone had broken in. He tells us that an ambulance is on its way. My parents, my brother, my sister, and the 2 kids are all worried, and they're asking a bunch of questions. When this woman comes out of my backyard in a bikini with blood dripping down her arm. She has 4 kids, and one of them has blood on their foot. She looks at me and says, this is your house. This is all your fault. I am completely dumbstruck. So many questions went through my mind. Who is this woman? Who are these children? What were they doing in my backyard? How did they get hurt? 2 cops take her to the side with her kids, and 1 cop takes me to the side. The police then explained to me that this woman had jumped over the fence and had her kids jump over so they could go swimming in my pool. Apparently, she had heard that anyone could use my pool at any given time. Turns out she had just moved into the neighborhood a couple of months ago, and she was about 2 blocks away from me. So after swimming for about 15 to 20 minutes, her youngest needed to use the bathroom. So she tried to get into my back door, but it was locked. Apparently her kid needed to go and couldn't wait till they got home. So she decided to break the window on my back door to unlock it, cutting her arm in the process. When she got in, she went looking for a cloth for her bloody arm, and her son started running throughout my house and bumped into the glass vase, knocking it over and shattering it. He stepped on the broken glass, and that's how he cut his foot. My neighbors had heard the commotion and went into the backyard to see the woman breaking into my house, so they called the police. The woman was screaming at the top of her lungs, saying she's going to sue me because she hurt herself in my house. And why would I keep my back door locked when I'm fine with people using the pool? She screams, how dare I have glass that would hurt any kid in my house? I went inside and saw the damage. Sure enough, there was glass shattered all over my living room floor. There was blood and water all over my house since they had run all over trying to find the bathroom. There was blood all over my kitchen and all over the counters from her frantically opening every drawer trying to find a cloth to take care of her arm and then her son's foot. 2 officers came in, and I was just sitting there. I didn't know what to do. I could not believe that this had just happened. They asked a bunch of questions, and after talking with them, they realized that I did not know this woman. She did not have permission to come into my locked backyard or to break into my locked house. Of course, I pressed charges, and I had demanded that she pay for all the damage. It took a while, and we had to go to small claims court. She fought it with everything she could. She would run around telling anyone and everyone how horrible I was and how dangerous it was at my house. However, no one in the neighborhood would listen to her. Everyone knows my 5 rules, and that as long as they're followed, there are no problems. In the end, it took about 2 months, and she had to pay for all the damage she had caused. She wound up moving within 3 months because no one wanted to talk to her after this. The group of people who I allowed to come over, which was pretty much everyone within a couple blocks of me, were all worried that I would close the pool from now on because of this incident. I told them I'm not going to punish them because of what one woman had done. I did, however, tell everyone that I was going to put up cameras for my own safety so that I didn't have to worry when I was leaving the house, and everyone was fine with this. The cameras go up in 3 days, and I will not be leaving my home until they are installed. Needless to say, the first 2 days were ruined with my family gathering, but the rest of the visit was wonderful. My family helped clean the mess this inconsiderate woman had left. Thank you all for listening. Okay, guys, wow. Honestly, I'm not even sure what all to say to that. If you think about it, what kind of state of mind do you need to be in that you go over someone's locked fence, go into their backyard, and then all of a sudden your son needs to go to the bathroom, you try to get into the back door of someone you've never even met before, which is mind-boggling. You've never met this person before. What makes you think it's okay to use your arm to break open a window to unlock her door to try and find where the bathroom is? What do you think's gonna happen? Did you think that you're the Hulk and, breaking open glass isn't going to hurt you? Well, I gotta say, I can't believe the absolute gall of these people. To not only break into someone's house so your kid can use the bathroom, but then get pissed at the owner because they hurt themselves? It blows my mind. No honey for you, Karen. Well, that wraps up today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys liked it, hit that subscribe button for me so you never miss an upcoming video. And if you really liked it, hit the thumbs up. And you guys can leave a comment and let me know what you guys would have done in this situation. Anyway, I hope you guys had a great time, and I will see you in the next video.